Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to greet everyone. I would like to thank you for holding this important forum. Thanks for the conference. I would like to welcome you on behalf of the Parliament of Georgia, the Legal Committee of the Parliament of Georgia, that is the friend, the supporter, and of all times supporter and partner of the Legal Aid Service. We are friends, actually, yes. It's not that we only assume a parliamentary oversight over this important service of legal aid, but rather we are supporters, we are helpers, we stand by and we lobby and advocate for the agency, for the Legal Aid Service of Georgia, so that the mandate is executed in an appropriate manner. This conference is important in many different directions. The first very important conference was held in Johannesburg. The second conference was held in Buenos Aires, and this is the third one. And now I'm very happy that my country is the host country for this important conference, and the delegates that attend. I would like to greet and welcome. We have honorable representatives from our friend countries, partner countries, representatives of different sectors, different agencies, the practitioners, the members of the academia, people that represent the public defendant's offices, the legal aid offices. These people are united under the title of protection of human rights, which is the most important value and the most important and responsible process. According to the UN guidelines and principles, legal aid is the precondition and the important element for a fair trial and for the rule of law. It is based on the principle of rule of law and is the foundation for execution and realization of all other human rights. Access to quality legal aid is the important pathway towards implementation of the fair trial, and it is and the Human Rights Convention directly talks about the right, human right, access to justice, and it's is established also in the convention. It is established in the Convention of the Human Rights in all fundamental acts and documents, such as the UN Declaration of Human Rights and Fundamental Freedoms, EU Convention on Human Rights, the Covenant on Political and Civil Rights, the rights to a UN Convention on the Rights of a Child. In all of these important documents, access to legal aid, access to free legal aid is a special tool, is important provision in order to make sure that the human rights are observed and implemented. Sustainable Development Goal number 16, which talks about accessibility. It is in order to support accessibility to justice system. It is important to ensure sustainable development, and it is important to ensure the development of all the democratic institutions. Accessibility to justice system means that at your national level, in the process of administration of justice, the legal aid needs to be provided so that each and every person are properly represented. In this direction, many important changes have been made in our country. We expanded the mandate of the free legal aid, and we also increased the category of eligible subjects. So we provide free legal aid to in criminal cases and also in civil cases, administrative cases, and the mandate therefore of this agency has been expanded. I would like to mention all of these different panels that were very interestingly addressing the the topics. It was about the establishing the critical role of the legal aid in the field of equal access to justice. It was another panel referred to the eradication of discriminations, of protection of fundamental rights and freedoms. And one of the key goals of a legal aid service is to provide protection and provide the service to vulnerable groups. And I'd rather call them the priority groups. So these are the groups that are in need of protection and service in the first place, and therefore the state has to provide them a particular and very important service. We implemented a series of amendments into legislation, and the Parliament is very supportive of the innovations and initiatives provided by the Legal Aid Service. Since 2013 until today, we adopt different amendments. As I told you, the mandate was expanded. Currently, the Legal Aid Service is also made available to the victims of domestic violence. It is mentioned precisely in the law, and this way we underline the importance of the provision of the service to these particular vulnerable groups. We also have provisions that cover the IDPs, internally displaced persons, children, persons with disabilities. So these are the groups of persons that the state provides specific safeguards for in order for these people to have access to high quality legal aid service. Therefore, the capacity, the budget is of supreme importance, and therefore these issues are on our agenda at all times on a continuous basis. Every time the draft budget is heard at the Parliament. Currently, we are involved into this particular process. Yesterday, we had a discussion of the budget. Our committee is lobbying for the legal aid service and their increased budget, because every time we talk about expansion of the mandate, it takes expanded capacity, it takes a higher budget, and we always apply to the government and to the Parliament and ask for a higher budget. So I would like to personally thank the director of the Legal Aid Service of Georgia, Mr. Benito Benidze. He's an excellent partner, and we have a lot of confidence and trust in this agency. The Legal Aid Service also has a very close cooperation with the Bar Association. We also work with Bar Association. Recently, very positive changes were made into the law on lawyers, on Bar Association, and the lawyers from the Bar Association and the Parliament Legal Committee works together. We are in the same working group. We never adopt any law that concerns them without their participation. Together with them, we provide wordings for the provisions. We agree on different terms and conditions, and that's how we make decisions. I would like to thank the donor organizations, representatives of international institutions, Open Society Georgia Foundation, UNDP, UNODC, EU, the Council of Europe, the Open Society Georgia Foundation, the UNICEF, US Aid, and East-West Management Institute Project, Prologue, support to rule of law in Georgia. All of these and many other organizations are our good partners. All of the excellent changes, important changes that we achieved in recent years was the result of a close cooperation with these agencies and organizations. The reform of the Legal Aid Service started back in 2013. We amended we started from on the basis of the initiative provided by the Legal Aid Service, and since they became independent, they report to the Parliament. We hear their reports, and as a result of the report hearing, we draft our recommendations. The recommendations aim at enhancing the capacity, giving them a stronger mandate, And after that, we are also involved in monitoring and oversight over implementation of the recommendations. And last but not least, actually, it is a very sensitive topic to myself. Currently I am the chair of the Legal Aid Committee. In past, I was the chair of the Human Rights Committee. But before that, for 14 years, I was the defense counsel. I was the criminal lawyer, the practicing lawyer. For many years I was involved in practice, and as a lawyer I am a great supporter of the agency, and besides a professional and besides my job capacity, I have a special attitude towards the legal aid service, and I have a very high sensitivity towards the cases and towards the operation of every individual lawyer and every individual bar association lawyer or the legal aid lawyer. That's why I'm their supporter. I am the friend, and the Parliament in general tries to do their best and support them in their excellent work. Would like to once again thank you for being here, for being part of this important forum. It was an excellent opportunity for Georgia to host this event. I would like to thank the organizers. They are the Friends of Georgia, and we will of course continue implementation of this good practice. Once again, thanks to Meliton and to all the lawyers that serve this noble profession, and I wish you to be proud of your excellent achievements and contribution to the job of protecting human rights. I can imagine that no other job can give you such satisfaction. Thank you once again.